from my team in Dubai, when they got to know about EMGUARDE, they said, hey, there's actually certain other products that they already own. And let me tell you the price tag. It is double, triple the price of EMGUARDE. Double and triple the price of EMGUARDE. What's the difference? So there are certain things out there in the market. So let's explore other similar concept products in the market. And by the way, this part of this training is not to bash or downgrade any product in the market. We believe every product is made for a purpose, but this is for educational purposes. So these are the other similar products in the market. This one, who has seen this one before? The sticker. Then you put the sticker, right, behind the phone and all that. Anybody own this before? Anybody bought this? Some of you, yeah? Now, this one, right, where we did our research, the most easiest thing to do is we use this one, right, our detector. So when we put the sticker onto the phone and we still put the detector onto the phone, guess what? It is still beep, beep, beep. It is still beeping, means it is still emitting a lot of radiation. So this sticker, if you go to the BBC or do some research online, Smart Dot, there are many brands out there, protection phone sticker have no effect. And this was in January 2021. So we have done our research through our testing, right? There is no way to determine how these stickers actually work. Now, when you were to open up and read the fine print of these stickers, what most of them do is a heat reducer. So when you use your phone, when you put the sticker on your phone, you feel that the phone is less hot, right? So when people feel that it's less hot, maybe they feel that it's lower radiation. All right. Now, from the stickers' point of view, these companies, they are not wrong also, because heat is a form of radiation. So you cannot say that they are selling something wrong. Heat is a form of radiation as well. But in terms of what we're detecting with the detector and other measurement, this does not do anything much. Yeah. So this is the first one. Okay. Now there's a second one. Anybody seen this before? Some, yeah. Alpha spin, yeah. It's just a little thing. And by the way, they are not cheap, yeah. And people who buy this, they buy multiples in one house. Alpha spin, this is their product description. This is not from us. This is from their company itself. It is a special German tool that balances energy, countering radiation, negative effects from devices like phone and TV. It improves energy flow in our body, promoting balance, strength, calmness, things like that. It tackles harm from sources like what? So they're pretty much talking the same thing about preventing on radiation. Again, a lot of customers that have this, all right, they buy multiple, and when they buy multiple, it costs more than an EMGUARDE. And again, back to basic, we use what? The detector, and measure whether it is actually helping the levels of the radiation in the home. Again, through the testing, the beeping sound is still there. All right. So most of the products in the market through the last 3.5 months of my own research, also on the EMGUARDE technical team research, there is no way of testing how those products work. You just have to trust what they say on the leaflet. And that's how they've been selling it. Yeah. So most of it are like this. Anybody seen this brand before, VivoBase? No? Some people yes, some people no. Now, VivoBase, they have a few models, like the car model, the what do you call the portable or the home model. Again, this one they do very, very different. In fact, I've been receiving from my team a lot on this brand in Malaysia. Yeah, it's a German company. They create a protective field that counters the harm caused by electrosmoke, electromagnetic radiation. This field resembles a natural one, restoring our body's balance. So VivoBase helps our body internal mechanism return to normal, making it harder for outside energy to disrupt. Now, based on the leaflet that we have read and do some research, this VivoBase does not really counter the radiation. It actually sends out a specific layer or field to protect your body from radiation harm. So which means, question now, again, this is not to bash any brand. Question is, which one is better, prevention or cure? Which one is better? Prevention, right? So through the EMGUARDE technology, it cuts off the waves of the radiation before it gets to you or me, right? But what the VivoBase is saying, it actually creates a protective shield on your body so that you can heal from the harms of radiation, which means the EMR has already affected you and it tried to balance it out. How they do it, don't know. So again, this one is very different from EMGUARDE. It doesn't cut the radiation source. It's just affecting the water molecule or creating a field in your body so that you can recover from radiation harm. Are you guys clear on this so far? So they are totally different things, but having the same goal of protecting us from radiation. Okay, so this is Vivo based. And then we have like something like this, railguard, no electricity, it's just a little piece. Again, it sends out special frequency to help our cells produce more energy. Again, it doesn't talk about cutting off radiation, it sends up frequency to help our cells produce more energy. So we have to read the leaflet of these products and understand what they are doing. Protects from 5G, again, sending out frequencies to help our body cope with effects of 5G. So again, there's not many ways of testing. Again, we go back to the RD. Is it still showing radiation? Yes, means we don't know how to test anymore. Okay, so these are all the things in the market, stickers and all that stuff that we couldn't really verify. And this is the last one we're going to talk about today, Wave Rider. This is selling for about the same price as EMGUARDE, about the same, 6,000-7,000 ringgit. Okay, again, it helps to counter the effects of man-made waves and make it safe for our cells. And they also claim to have a radius. However, when we use the RD detector, when this is turned on, it is still showing radiation from the phones. If you encounter some of the customer with this at home, use your RD and show them. That's the best way. Yeah, who already has your RD? Your RD? Everybody, right? That's our tool. Okay, so what is the EMGUARDE core technology, ladies and gentlemen? This is the EMGUARDE core technology. So a lot of people, they ask, so what does it actually do? What does that do? Because when we talk about radiation and EMR, it is invisible. You cannot see, you cannot taste, you cannot touch. So again, we have to know more onto the technology. So when we talk about a typical EM radiation source, there is a pathway of the radiation to get to our brain and our eyes. So this pathway, what the EMGUARDE is doing is, when this is turned on, currently the EMGUARDE is turned on, it analyzes the coverage area, and what does it do? It sends out something called a cancellation frequency. Can everybody say cancellation frequency? Cancellation frequency. That is the technology. That is the technology. Cancellation frequency. Yeah? Some people may not understand what is cancellation frequency. You can say harmonics frequency. They mean the same thing. Means it is to harmonize the waves that is in our living room and our bedroom. Yeah, from our devices. So this is how the EMGUARDE actually works. So when you cancel out or you break the pathway of the radiation source, the radiation has lost its pathway to get to you. That's why when you use the RD, when you test the phone after the EMGUARDE is turned on, what does it show on the RD? 0, right? It's scattered. Yeah, it's scattered. So EMGUARDE's technology is breaking the pathway of frequencies between 3 megahertz to 1000 megahertz, hence reducing the electric field intensity within its coverage area. As simple as that. Okay? So harmonics frequency, also known as cancellation frequency. So if you want to use either of these terms, they are both correct terms, according to the developer. Harmonics or cancellation have opposing amplitudes to their corresponding radiation frequency. We have radiation frequency, and then we have the harmonics, which is opposing amplitudes. So it's terbalik, cancel out. Okay? In the air. They suppress each other or cancel each other out altogether. This slide right here is how the what you call EMGUARDE technology works. You'll come to a time where you have certain customers that ask you, how do you prove how the EMGUARDE works? What is the technology? How can I see? You can share with them this one. Now, this was done in the Shenzhen LCS compliance testing laboratory. Now, this is testing showing results on electric field intensity, measuring in dBUV/M from 30 megahertz to 1000 megahertz. So they get a radiation source, i.e. a phone, a laptop, computer, they didn't state in the full report, is they wanted to measure the electric field intensity, and this is how it looks like. Yeah, they measure it. This is before EMGUARDE is turned on. Now this is after. The testing mode 2, showing results on the electric field intensity from 30 to 1000 megahertz after the activation of the harmonic frequency technology. Can you guys see a difference? What's the difference? Here and here. Broken, right? So there's no continuation. Can you see that? So again, when people say, okay, show me something else in a report, this is what you can show them. This is done in a lab to show you guys how the EMGUARDE is cutting the electric field intensity. Very, very important. Yeah, because these are facts and people cannot argue with facts. Okay? So before, after. All right, before and after. Okay, big difference. EMGUARDE technology. Okay? All right, so EMGUARDE uses harmonics frequency to suppress high frequency electromagnetic noise, radiation all around us. Can you see, we use the word high frequency. Now, a lot of people think that 3 to 1000 megahertz is considered low. on the radiation spectrum is considered high. Okay, harmonics frequency, also known as cancer frequency, have opposing amplitudes. Just now we already spoke about this. This sentence or this paragraph right here is basically the core technology. And EMGUARDE technology is breaking the pathway of frequency between 3 to 1000 megahertz, hence reducing high frequency electromagnetic noise within its coverage range. The high frequency electromagnetic noise can be measured in microwatts. What's the difference between megahertz, microwatt? So the microwatts is measuring the power density of the radiation source within a particular frequency range. Okay, so this is where it's very, very important to understand. Okay, so the power density is measured in microwatts, the power. Okay, this is a frequency range. They are two different things. They are two different things. Okay, so what is EMGUARDE defending us from? Now, EMGUARDE is defending us from this. This is a bulletin, OET Bulletin 65, issued in August 1997, many years ago. Okay, and what they have mentioned is, based on the FCC, FCC stands for Federal Communication Commission. When you go to the US, all your iPhone, adapter, electrical appliances, all must go through FCC approvals and testing. Okay, so their report, they say, the human body absorbs radio frequency energy at some frequencies more efficiently than others. So our body actually absorbs certain frequencies more efficiently than others. So what is this frequency range? It is between, can somebody read it out? Can everybody read it out? To 300. Whoop. Or somebody unmuted themselves. Okay, so it is within 30 to 300 megahertz where the body absorbs it the most. Okay, now, this is from Environmental Health Criteria 137, electromagnetic fields, 30 hertz to 300 gigahertz. So this is a huge range. This is from WHO in Geneva. Highlighted is a very thick report, but highlighted in paragraph B here, the resonance range extending from, see, they say it again, 30 megahertz to 300 megahertz. This is a completely different report, but they say it again. Okay, before this one was from FCC, right? This is from WHO. Two different publications. This is in 1998, okay? The resonance range extending from 30 megahertz to about 300 megahertz for the whole body and even high frequency, if partial body resonance, more particularly in the head, are considered. So the resonance range means the body absorbs it the most, this range, 30 to 300. Oops, thank you, okay? Now, why is this range dangerous? We will look at this study called the aggregate frequencies of body organs. Now, when I saw the EMGUARDE for the first time, I just saw somebody that used the detector. They turn on the EMGUARDE, no more. I said, give me one EMGUARDE. So sometimes that's how it is, but we need to have the knowledge. So why is that 30 to 300 dangerous for us to counter? Because based on this report, take a look at the frequencies of our own body, our brain, our heart, our organs. What is the range? It is between 55 and the highest one is 90, right? So 55 to 90 sits within the range of 30 to 300. Am I right? That's why the body absorbs it the most, because it is the frequency of our body. All right? So that's why the body absorbs this range the most. And here we're going to play a video. Now, let me narrate this video before we play it. There is two tuning forks, one here, one here. They have different frequencies, right? One is 512, one is 440. So this is to show what is resonance. When you have different frequency, and when he hits onto the tuning fork, Ben, thank you so much. Can you help me press? Can you help me play the video? Nothing happens to the other fork because it is a different frequency range. But when he uses the same frequency, what happens to this one? It vibrates, right? It vibrates. See? It vibrates. Thank you, Ben. Okay? So, can you imagine if the radiation source coming out from our devices, our phone, our laptop, our LED lights, our aircon, is the same range as our body, what's going to happen to our cells? It will cause vibration. And later we're going to discuss what is the harmfulness if you get vibration of your cells from EMR sources in a long-term basis. That's what we're going to be talking about. If EMGUARDE is harmonizing the radiation, how come we still receive phone calls and Wi-Fi signals? Anybody have customers ask you this one? Some, yeah? Now let's understand this. This is a modem. All of us have modems at home. The antenna signal is between what for the Wi-Fi? 2.4 giga to 5 gigahertz. Now, so if EMGUARDE sends out a opposing frequency to break the pathway only up to 1000 megahertz, can it break the pathway of your Wi-Fi and your signal? No. Cannot. All right? Because if can, right, I don't believe our government will approve it. Because let's say you fight with your neighbor, you don't like his face, every morning park in front of your house, and then you go and on a technology that can break their signal. Then they'll be thinking, hey, how come my Maxis cannot work one? All right? So it can be used as a jammer, right? A signal jammer. So I believe that no government will approve such devices. But EMGUARDE, why we are now approved, we are selling, and we're going to go global, is because it only harmonizes up to 1000 megahertz. Now, if you ask me, can the developer make it higher than 1000? Can. But the thing is, why does he need to make it above 1000? When the body absorbs 30 megahertz
to 300 megahertz.
This is the range, and this range falls between where? Can you see? This is where the body absorbs it the most. So EMGUARDE do all the way up to 1000 is already overcompensating already. And yet, not touching the signals. Those of you who are using EMGUARDE, any problem with your Wi-Fi, your 3G? Nothing, right? Same with me. So I turn it on 24/7 in my room, no issues with my phone and Wi-Fi. Okay? But it is still harmonizing the EMR that is coming out from other electrical components from your devices. Are you guys following so far? Yeah? So below 1 giga. Okay? So EMGUARDE is designed to harmonize 3 megahertz to 1000 megahertz. Everybody clear on this so far? So the one reason why EMGUARDE is built, later we're going to share with you a few testing, a few things that would really, it'll make you go a little bit like, wow. Okay? So later we're going to do that. The one reason why EMGUARDE is built, everybody know this doctor, right? Dr. Magda Havers, once again, she's a Canadian researcher and professor. She researches and teaches in the areas on environmental and health effects of electromagnetic pollution, or she calls it electro smoke. Like the haze, but in electrical. Like the haze is a pollution, all right? Her work focuses on biological effects of electromagnetic radiation, okay? Now, take a look at this. Radiation from wireless technology affects the blood, the heart, and autonomic nervous system. Electrosmoke affects the blood. You can read this later in your free time. It's a very long article. Basically, it mentions about electrosmoke affects the blood, electrosmoke affects heart and autonomic nervous system. When you read all these kind of things, right, do you still feel safe using your mobile phones without the EMGUARDE? You see, the challenge is most of us, we don't get educated on this kind of harmfulness. Did we learn this in school? No. So we are not educated on this. But us people who are more concerned in our health, we need to learn about this. Okay? So figure 4 shows live blood without any chemicals added to it in an electromagnetically clean environment. This is how it looks like. A low electro smoke environment. Free flowing. Question. If you live in a city or work in offices, do you have low EMR environment? Answer is no. Do you know what's running through below the carpet? Cables, right? For the office below, right? And can you see there's a DB box there? There is lights, there is phone, laptop. We cannot run away. So we cannot run away from EMR. Now, after using cordless phone, can you take a look at the blood formation? It stacks up, yeah? This is what we call the rouleau formation. So it's a French word, okay? That describes the clogging of the red blood cell. Scary or not? What kind of people have this kind of formation? People who have high sugar level and cancer patients. And yet, healthy human beings, by using the phone extensively, can cause this to the red blood cell. Okay? And this is wired computer. And later we can share with you some real life examples, yeah? So if you put these 3 pieces, this is Dr. Magda Havers' own research. You put these 3 together, you can see we need to ensure that we are in this environment and not this and not this. In fact, those of you who are drinking Kangen water, if you drink enough of it, it also helps in this. But again, we do as much as we can to prevent us from getting even into this. Okay, now, okay guys, this one you really want to listen. I learned this from a doctor, Dr. Roland. He's a doctor in KL. We show him this one. I asked Doc, can you explain to me what is the harmfulness of rouleau formation? He explained in a very simple way. So he go and draw, okay? So this is our red blood cell, right? Okay. Now we have two comparison, yeah? This is Rulo. This is clean EMR. Clean EMR. He asked me a question. Which one do you think has more surface area to do the oxygen and carbon dioxide transfer? Which has more surface area? This one, right? Because why? You have surface area from entire red blood cell, right? But when it is Rouleau, you only get here. So the surface area for the oxygen and carbon dioxide transfer is lower, which means it could lead to what we talk about here, lower oxygen transport. That's what Dr. Magda Harvest is talking about, because the surface area is lower. The oxygen and carbon dioxide transfer is also lower. So what happens when we turn on the EMGUARDE and it can revert it back to this? You're increasing the surface area and also increasing the oxygen and carbon dioxide transfer. Everybody know Dr. Otto, right? We talk about it in Kangen water. And one thing that he also talked about besides acidosis, which the Kangen water helps, is hypoxia, lack of oxygen. So again, electromagnetic radiation leads to lower oxygen transport. Okay, and this video, we have actually shot it. This is actually David's own blood, and I've also done it myself. And those of you who are interested to do it, we can also share with you how we do it. We just use a microscope. Ben, can we play on the video? So this was, David, how many minutes? 16 minutes of using his phone, watching YouTube video. Okay, watching YouTube video without the EMGUARDE. Okay, you can play.
This is my blood sample after playing on the phone for about 15 minutes.
Scary, isn't it?
Let's take a look at the Rouleaux formation from my live blood
like touching
sample. And we are taking it through this microscope.
Yep.
Okay, through pricking of the finger. All right.
Guys, is that scary? Okay. So let's look at the next one, which is another
my blood sample.
16 minutes using the phone, but with the EMGUARDE turned on. Are you guys interested to find out? Yes. So let's have a look. Take a look at this.
So this is after 15
Can you see it's moving?
Continuous playing on my handphone. And I turn on the EMGUARDE over here. As you can see, this is less than 2 meters away from me. And this is the after result. Ben, can you help me to adjust to more?
Is that amazing, ladies and gentlemen? Would you guys like to do it yourself? You can speak to us later. Okay, so guys, are you seeing this? This is the immediate biological effect on how EMGUARDE actually works. And let me share with you something from my IPO. This is the patent. This is on the patent itself, yeah, of the EMGUARDE. EMGUARDE helps improving, what is the word, ladies and gentlemen? Microcirculation by suppressing and cancelling the negative effects of electromagnetic radiation from cellular phones, computers connected to wireless network. This is on the patent of the EMGUARDE, which means this is proven, factual, already tested to improve microcirculation. So statement from our patent. Take a look at this. So this is on the patent. I won't be reading out the whole thing. I want to focus on a few important parts of this patent. I want you guys to actually pay attention to paragraph 10. The cell phone is suppressed through the apparatus. They refer to EMGUARDE as the apparatus, okay? According to embodiment of the present invention. As can be seen in the graph, the initial microcirculation rate of the test subject finger is 6.13 cm per second. That is the speed of the blood flow of the microcirculation on the finger. Okay, 6.13 cm per second at the time marker. When the test subject makes contact with a cellular phone at the time marker 2, the test subject microcirculation drops to how much? Can you see that? It slows down the blood flow. Why? It's like a traffic jam. Traffic jam. That's why the speed slows down. It slows down by a lot, right? From 6.13 to 2.55. Bear in mind, 6.13, this person Is the phone the only source of radiation in your life? No, there are many other things, but the phone makes it worse, right? Okay. At time marker 3, the third experiment, the measuring device detects a spike in the microcirculation to how much? This is after turning on the EMGUARDE or the apparatus. Drastic, right? Crazy, it's very high. At time marker, the rate flows continues to increase to how much? And eventually stabilizes at 26.6. It can therefore be summarized that the invention can effectively suppress the negative effects of EMR on microcirculation from either handheld cellular device or computer connected wireless network. Can we give EMGUARDE a big round of applause? From 2.55 to, when I read it for the first time, I said, did they like misplace the dot, the decimal? It's a huge jump, right? I couldn't believe it. But I learned that this is supposed to be our normal rate. Supposed to be. But we are getting these kind of rates because of our environment. I believe, if you were to throw your phones away and your laptops away, you go and live in a kampong in a tree house for 1 month, you go and measure your blood flow, it should also flow like this. That is where the clean and EMI environment. Yeah? That's why today when people are having low blood flow, that's why they're getting headache, bad sleep, all this kind of thing. If you're living, sometimes when you go on a holiday, you detach yourself from phones, do you feel better? A lot better. Why? Environment. So this is Dr. Liu from Taiwan. This is his medical center, which is he is the president, vice president. Hongming Ophthalmology in Taiwan. Now he wanted to test the circulation of the eyeball. Now he has a very advanced equipment able to test the blood flow in your eyeball itself. Okay, and what he has tested in 3 stages: 1, 2, and 3. The first one, he got 10 people to measure the blood flow of their eyeball. They call it PSV, peak systolic velocity, and it was averaging on 20.1 cm per second. 20.1 cm per second. Second stage is after 30 minutes of using the phone, it dropped to how much? 16.2, 20%. And after the third stage, to turn on the EMGUARDE technology, what is the blood flow? 25.9. So even on the eyes.